Welcome to Codex, History of Video Games. I'm Mike Coletta.
And I'm Tyler Osby.
And we're doing a mailbag episode. I'm about to get on 4 different planes in the next 4 days.
That's a lot of planes. I feel like we need the mail time song from Blue's Clues.
Oh, is that a copyright stricken though? We'll get in trouble for that.
You're probably right. Well, just imagine it in your brains then.
What if someone does like a different version of it, a different rendition?
Like a cover?
Mm-hmm.
That the rules around doing covers are different, but I think you still need some form of permission, but it's usually cheaper.
Lame. Okay. Well, we're going to read emails today. Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm going to read the first email here from FBass.
We do this every time, I feel like. For FBass.
The subject is new id software. I'm listening to your id software series and saw this. What are your thoughts? And they linked to a article that talks about Tom's Hardware article talking about the 35th anniversary of Commander Keen, which was this past December. And boy, that's a lot of years.
Yeah, this is what I was wondering. I was like, do you think
that's how old I am?
People celebrating this? You're 35 years young. Okay, that's what I always say.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. I am 38 years old. So here's what I'm wondering. Here's my question for you about this. Do you think there are people that were born after this game, like I would say like 20-somethings, maybe teens, that would play Commander Keen today?
I mean, I'm not going to say zero because there is some 12-year-old somewhere who's like, I am definitely into old video games. It was me when I was 12. I was doing that. So I'm not going to say nobody, but I've got to say that the list of those folks is vanishingly small. If you are a younger person who has played and loved Commander Keen and you want to send us an email, you should let us know how much you love Commander Keen, because I didn't even play Commander Keen.
I didn't either. I still haven't played it. Maybe we should play it.
I know. It's been on Steam for 20 years. That's how old this game is it's been on Steam for 20 years.
It's been on how old Steam is now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, basically flies. That's how old Steam is, right? Steam, 2004.
No,
2003. No, it was 2003. I think it was 2003 when the beta dropped because you could opt in 2003. I think it was 2004 when 1.6 CS 1.6 required it, Counter-Strike.
I got a Steam account in 2004. That's when I got my first Steam account, because that's when I built my first computer.
Okay. My Steam account, I think, is January 2005.
Okay.
Because it would have been after Half-Life 2 came out.
That's cool, though, man. That's all. We weren't that far apart, honestly, because I built my computer in 2004, and then I was playing Half-Life 2 as the first game that I played ever. Oh, man. So it must have been close.
Yeah.
Or not the first game ever, but the first game on Steam I played, which I think is the way to do it. So
that was a lot of people's first game because it was a big game when it came out and it required Steam.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Well, that's good. Thanks for letting us know that FBass. And we run right into another FBass email too. And the subject line is, "We win, Nintendo gets some money." And this is a GameIndustry.biz article. And apparently there was a lawsuit between Nintendo for $8 million. It's 15 years old.
Dang, they've been getting away with it.
The Wii. Yeah, so someone made essentially a third-party, was it Wiimote? Like a third-party Wiimote controller that they claimed uses the patent. So they finally got $8.2 million in damages, interest, and legal fees 15 years later. Yes. Nintendo won the lawsuit. This was published on December 17th, 2025.
Guys, so just let it be. What's $8.2 million doing for Nintendo? Come on.
I think for them at this point, it's probably the principle of the thing, maybe. You sit in it that long, you're like, we're doing this because we're going to go, and we don't want this company doing... Again, I'm speculating.
Yeah, there is something to be said for, like, if you don't defend your intellectual property in a lot of countries, then you'll just sort of lose it by default. Mm-hmm. So they kind of have to. So, okay, I take it back. I get it, because it's like, well, we have to fight this, because if we don't, we'll just lose it altogether, and then anybody can take it. So we're going to fight it, even if, it's not really about the money. It's about keeping the IP.
Yeah. Do you think there was one lawyer that's been working on that for 15 years and now it's done?
It's been their whole job for 15 years, and like now it's done. They're like, what do I even do? They're like, you win Wii Remote lawsuits for Nintendo, and he's like, that's it.
That's all That's
all I've done. I've made an entire career in law based on.
I
Wii
just love
remote
it.
patents. And you know this lawyer knows everything about the Wii remote.
I love that. I also love that F Bass hit us with 2 groundbreaking news stories in the
Really
mailbag.
appreciate
If you
that.
want us to talk about news in the mail, we'll do that.
We
We're
will.
not afraid. Do you want me to read? I'll read McBreezy's email.
Okay.
Let me read McBreezy. So it says, "What's up, Ninfriendos?" We love that.
That's
we
good.
love that here.
Fun. We love good fun.
Y'all already know whomst this is, and also whomst boy I am. I am yours. I am your boy, is what it says. I've got a few minutes before I clock into work, and I was listening to your mailbag episode in the car this morning, and you guys mentioned an odd Disney franchise named Tron that I happen to love, and so naturally I had to get in on this conversation. It's one of those weird franchises that no one really knows what to do with. We could get into it, but the mishandling of everything is much longer conversation and mostly deals with studio shenanigans and not so much with video games. Since this is a podcast about a history of video games, let's dive into those. The first Tron movie had a couple cabinets in arcades. Dude, I love it when people teach us history because then we just get to enjoy it, right?
Yeah.
Not like I don't enjoy it, but it's just like there's no research here. We're just getting
Just
fed
facts.
facts from McBreezy here. Okay, sorry. The first Tron movie had a couple cabinets in arcades in the 80s. There was Discs of Tron, which I have been informed was very successful, as well as some light cycle stuff and whatever. I wasn't around in the 80s and wouldn't be born for another 6 years when the movie released, so I can't speak to anything. I guess there was a pretty good first-person shooter in the early 2000s called Tron 2.0.
I remember that game. I played it a little bit.
Did you like it? Because
I remember
I've
being
heard
okay.
it's a great
It
game.
was a cover story in Computer Gaming World magazine at one point, and I think maybe the demo was on the CDs they used to include with Computer Gaming World, so that's probably how I played it.
Dude, I want to look up what this looks like real quick. I'm not going to get over it unless I look it up. Just images of Tron 2.0. It doesn't. Okay, this is not what I wanted, but you know what? I appreciate it anyway. And
Yeah,
thank you.
it was an FPS.
But okay, the screenshots don't look too bad. It looks very early. It's like 2003, so that's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah, it looks like a
Dude.
game from 2003, and also it's kind of in that style of the 80s movie too, which is pretty jank computer animation. So it doesn't really have to look that good either, you know.
Dude, the lead character, looks like a skinny Marcus Phoenix. That's what I'll say. And
He
I'll just leave it
does.
there. He looks like a skinny Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War. Okay, so let's keep going with this email here. Oh, so Tron 2.0 on PC and Xbox at the time was considered canon. After that, it came in the tie-in games for Tron Legacy in 2010. Tron Evolution is an okay platformer released alongside the movie with a story that ties into the events that lead to the main story to the film. I actually think I saw Tron Legacy in theaters because it was that time when I was still a teenager and I just go to every movie.
That was
That
the
seemed
Daft
remotely
Punk one,
interesting.
right? Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
Did
We were in college, dude.
2010. Oh gosh. We were in college and I still went. Well, that was the time I still could go to movies, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I remember going to it mostly because the Daft Punk soundtrack was really cool.
It ripped.
It
Yeah,
did
it
have
was
a
really
great
good.
soundtrack. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Tron Evolution is an okay platformer released alongside the movie with a story that ties to the events that lead to the main story in the film. Disney was clearly throwing a lot behind it at the time with a $150 collector's edition that came with a Gentle Giant statue. It seems like the studio that made it put a lot of love into it and weren't just trying to make another shovelware Disney movie tie-in game like Brave on the DS. Wow. Brave on the DS taking some strays.
Yeah.
The story is quite good and well acted. I recently played the game with the release of Tron Ares and got a hankering to spend some more time on the grid. While playing it, the biggest thing that stood out was that if they made a AAA game set in the Tron universe, they could really make a big heap of cash, which I believe they could. Like,
do too.
honestly, okay, I think, well, we should just talk about Tron after the email's over. Okay, so there was a runner called Tron Run/R, like Run R, which was, you guessed it, just okay. It's got a rad soundtrack and stunning visuals, and if you like endless runner games, you'll dig it. Do you like endless runner games, Tyler?
Not really. I mean, I've gotten into a couple of them like very briefly, but not really.
On phones? Because I played two on phones.
On
I can
phones,
think
they're good like phone games.
of. What's that called? Temple Run? Did you play
Yeah,
Temple Run?
I played a little Temple Run. Yeah,
Did you play Jetpack Joyride, which is
Yes.
also kind of a runner? I love
Yeah.
Jetpack Joyride.
Jetpack
That's good.
Joyride, yeah.
Those are too good. Okay, so it's got a rad soundtrack and stunning visuals, and if you like endless runner games, you'll dig it. More recently, Bit Hell Games released a visual novel set in the Tron universe and an isometric adventure game just last year, close to the release of the film, and both are, guess where I'm going here, pretty all right. These are the kind of games that really base their enjoyment off of how much someone enjoys living in the world of Tron. I really think that Disney could shift their focus from Tron movies and move it over to video games. There are a lot of good stories to tell, and the history of the franchise itself is closely tied to gaming. Is this too long? Trying to get better about it. Love you guys. Military stuff, blah, blah, blah. McBreezy. That's funny. I don't think this was a perfect length email. And also, you gave us some real video game history here. I guess Tron never resonated with me, I think, because it was made in the 80s, and the whole story is like you get stuck into a computer, right? And you're like in this computer. And I think I was old enough that fantasy was gone, you know?
If
Like,
I
like you,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, like you get stuck in a computer, that fantasy was gone.
I think if I had known about it in like the mid to late 90s, I think I would have really enjoyed Tron because I loved TV shows like Reboot, which is basically just Tron the TV show, right? I loved all of the Quest World episodes of the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah, that
they
was
had
a
like
good
a couple
show.
of episodes where they went into like a virtual reality thing called Quest World. And I loved those episodes. So I think if I had known about Tron, like the original movie in those days, I would have really loved that movie as a kid. But I just I didn't even know about it really until like Tron Legacy came out.
That's a good point. I'm now wondering if I even knew about Tron before Tron Legacy. I might not have, which would make even more sense because then it's like I didn't think about this at all. Because like as far as like virtual reality stuff goes, I think there was Tron, and then like the next, besides like actual real life virtual reality, like the next fictional media thing is probably Ready Player One for a lot of people.
Yeah, you're probably right.
As far as like a VR world kind of thing going on, which I liked Ready Player One. I'm not ashamed to admit that I enjoyed the book. I read the book. I enjoyed it. The movie was fine. But yeah. So as far as Tron goes though, I do agree. I think it would be better in video games, I think now. But how would they do it and make it good is like, how would they stand out is the question, right?
Yeah.
Like what genre would they go into? Like what would they do with it? Especially in the age of like everyone trying to make a persistent game that makes lots of microtransactions. Like how would you do that?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those like this is a cool world, but like what kind of game do we put inside this world is like I'm not sure. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm sure somebody could do it. I'm just not really sure what that looks like.
I just had a box check off in my mind, and you have to tell me a spoiler. Is
Okay.
Tron in any Kingdom Hearts game?
Yes.
It is.
Tron is
Okay.
in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Because that's where it can live, probably. That's probably the best. That's unfortunately, I think that's the place it's gonna probably be. You know, is in another Kingdom Hearts game before it's in anything else.
Space
Most
Paranoid.
likely.
Space Paranoids is the name of the level in Kingdom Hearts 2. I think I gotta get back into playing Kingdom Hearts 2. I was playing it like a couple of years ago, and you were watching me. I think we did that level though.
We probably did, and I just don't remember. But I loved it so much. I loved watching you play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't remember as much as Kingdom Hearts 1, and then the deck one that we played with like the cards.
Rechain of Memories, yeah.
Rechain of Memories.
I liked that. I liked that one.
That's good. Yeah, it was good. I remember you getting very frustrated with the combat at one point, but then you found something and you just like rolled the whole game.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those games that's like it's very, very frustrating until you find like the strategy that the developers clearly didn't intend for, and then it's broken and it's super easy.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I was like, he's rolling now. We're in it. Now we're just getting cutscene after cutscene. Okay. Yep. So cool. Well, that's McBreezy's email. Thank you. We appreciate you, McBreezy. Do you want to read the next one? I am late for mailbag. This is actually a two-parter.
Yeah. So it says from Old Man Ryan. It begins. Spider butts and salutations, my dudes. For like the past 2 years, I keep meaning to chime in on the mailbags, and I miss it every time. Being old is rough. Well, you made it into this one.
I also agree.
With the release, that's true. I also agree as my various aches and pains just shot up my arm right now. With the recent release of a reforged Guild Wars and how great the game is for casual gaming, it dawned on me, maybe video gaming died in the mid-2000s. I keep always going back to that era to play games like this. WoW Classic, Oblivion. Am I a ghost? ? Old Man Ryan. P.S. Do more 360 stuff or an episode on Guild Wars. This is a great idea.
Did you say it was sent from a Jaybird device?
Oh, yeah, sent from my Jaybird device. It says.
Specifically. I don't think gaming died. I think that's where it's like we're remembering a time before microtransactions. That's what it seems like to me. Like Guild Wars not having a store is so refreshing.
Yeah. And beyond that, I would say that maybe the mid-2000s is like the period of time in your life, and I don't know how old of a man you are, old man Ryan, but that was for me when I think of that period of time, which I also believe to be sort of a golden age of gaming. It's like this is the time, the mid 2000s was when I was in high school, and it was when I was like becoming a gamer. Like I played games as a kid, but like that was when I like really locked in on like building my own PC and like really like getting into these games. And they are definitely different. Like the game is different back then than games are today. But I kind of think that I don't want to say it's just the nostalgia talking, but I think that's a lot of why like that sort of era feels like a golden age. And then you can also point to facts like what you said of like this was before microtransactions, this was before like all of this stuff that feels like bad in gaming, where it was like really all you had to do to sell a lot of games was just make a good game, and that's just like not really the path anymore. It's like make a good game, but then also make sure that you have all these like hooks and make sure people keep coming back and all that kind of stuff. And I think that was like sort of the last era where that was just like non-existent. It was just like make a good game.
That's true, because Oblivion, horse armor. That's where it all starts, right?
That's
where horse armor starts.
Yeah.
As far as like video games that we talk about mostly, like phone games, I think we're still doing that a little bit before, right? Microtransactions.
Well, phone games didn't really. I mean, they existed in the sense that like Snake existed on your Nokia, whatever.
There wasn't any microtransactions though, huh?
But like the Guild Wars time, WoW Classic, Oblivion, that's pre-smartphone.
Oh man.
So
Wild
like
to
phone
think
games
we lived
existed,
in a world
and
without smart games.
Yeah, and I'm sure there were some phone games that like did some of this kind of stuff that were like experimenting with it, but I wouldn't say that it was like this widespread thing. And we all made fun of horse armor. Like people say that was the first one, but like we all made fun of it.
We all did.
It was not
well
I
didn't buy it.
It was a joke. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we had hoped
but
that by not buying it that we would not be creating the world that we're in now, but it turns out that happened anyway.
People buy that stuff. That's why they keep selling it.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate thing.
I wonder what the sales numbers are on the horse armor, because I think horse armor is a uniquely bad value proposition, especially in those days. Like today, you could absolutely get away with it and be fine, but in those days, I gotta think that it was such a uniquely bad value prop that it didn't sell very well. It was just the first one, but it's not necessarily like, oh, this proved that it was viable. I that's my guess. I don't know. Maybe somebody has numbers and it's like, actually, this thing sold.
I'll get Todd Howard on the phone.
Yeah.
Give him a ring. Hey, Todd, can you give us the horse armor's numbers real quick? And he'll be like, oh, yeah, Codex. Click, 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 click. And he just gives it
He's
to
like,
me.
I love you guys.
I love you guys. He's got enough file. Todd, if you want to do the show, we'd love to have you. Just so you know, Todd. You know, I say ridiculous things like this, but I feel like one of the emails today really blew me away as far as getting a reply about it. So, you know, you never know. Okay? Magic is still real, everybody. All right, you want me to read part 2? Or actually, no, you read part 2, and then I'll read the email I was just talking about, because it's blowing my mind a little bit.
Apparently, according to a very quick Google search, to the $2.50 Oblivion Horse Armor DLC sold millions of units. So I guess it did do okay.
You know,
all right, I was wrong,
and that's why we now have $50 skins in Valorant. I guess.
I guess so.
They'll be getting, or Call of Duty, or wherever you want to call it, because I think everywhere has expensive skins. But yeah. People pay it, so
hey, and if you're getting value out of it, hey, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's the point I was trying to make with the Tron thing, though. Is it's like, how would you make a Tron game now that's not something like that? Like maybe it would be like a cool multiplayer game, because it's got this whole like gladiator like digital. If you made like a fun competitive multiplayer in the Tron universe that you could like free to play microtransactions on, and the gameplay loop was cool, I think it would sell.
Yeah.
Like, you know, kind of like a, what was that game where it was always the last person? It was before Party Animals. It was the original one.
Fall Guys?
It was like a game. Fall Guys. If you make a Fall Guys-esque Tron game where it's like mini games in the Tron universe where you're like doing the disc stuff, you're doing the light cycle, I think people would enjoy that.
I think you could do an MMO, to be honest. I think that would be a cool setting for an MMO.
Wow. Like,
because you can role play as just like a regular person in that world, and then you go on to do cool adventures where you have to like, oh no, there's a rogue program, we gotta go take them out. It's a raid boss.
Yeah, that'd
be cool.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, cool. Do you want to read part 2 real quick?
Yeah, part 2 begins. What's up, my fellow Prince Rurik helpers? Prince Rurik is a character from Guild Wars, the original.
He's also the hero of Guild Wars. He goes against his father's wishes, and he really, really, really cares about defeating the Char, and he wants what's best for the people.
That's true. He's a noble leader. At least,
At
as far
least
as
that's
we
where
are
we are in the story.
We're gonna find out like 2 seconds after where we're at. We get stabbed in the back by Prince Rourke.
He just commits a bunch of murders and horrible crimes in the game.
So old man Ryan continues on. I figured I should chime in on Zelda. Have a little history with it. I'm a Zelda 2 stan. Best game in the series, and it's definitely not because it was the first game I bought with my own money as a kid. Picture proof in this email. Can confirm. I agree with Tyler that Link to the Past is overrated. Thank you. And when I say that, I don't mean it's a bad game. I just mean when I rank it against other Zelda games, it's not at the top of the list. It's not. It's in the middle. It's mid. Anyway, old man Ryan does say something I disagree with, which is, and both the newest ones suck. Why is there weapon durability? First of all, those games suck. Second of all, I think weapon durability is cool, question mark. I like that it makes me use different weapons, and I like that because the weapon is going to get destroyed anyway, I just use it instead of hoarding it. It keeps me from hoarding weapons, and I like it.
I also had a moment a couple of times in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom where I was like, oh no, I don't have like the right weapons for this conflict that I'm currently in. And that was kind of like a fun feeling of like, I got to go prepare for this fight by going to get other weapons to carry with me. I know it's unpopular, the weapon durability, but I am the same camp as you, Tyler, where I will just keep playing with the same weapon over and over again if you don't tell me otherwise.
Yeah, and it's like all of these, there are lots of cool little weapons, like little sticks and stuff that like break pretty easily, but like it's still fun to know how they work and how, like, otherwise, why do they exist at all if you're just gonna never use them? It's like the stick, the Deku stick in Ocarina of Time. It's like you don't really do anything with it except light it on fire to light candles on fire. Like that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can see why it's frustrating if you're the kind of person that's like, I want to get one weapon, not worry about it deteriorating. I do get that feeling also, like, I mean, a lot of MMOs do it where they're like, your weapon needs to be repaired. And it's like, why? You're only doing this to make me go do something.
Yeah.
Like, or pay money to make this go faster or whatever.
In MMOs, it's designed to be a money sink to take money out of the economy, because otherwise you just have massive inflation. If you're only ever getting gold from sources of like killing spider butts or whatever, then the gold in the system, it's an economics problem that just like you will have massive
so that's
inflation
why they have a repair.
If you don't have some way of getting that gold out of the system, like then you run into
They should make it way more real. Like, hey, do you have your monster hunting license? Do you have your dungeon license? Do you have like, you just have to keep renewing your permits?
And you get fined if you don't have them. You can go dungeoning without this license, but if the cops show up, you're gonna get fined.
You're going to get fined, and there's no way out of it. You have to click yes, and then you're going to get a ticket. There's going to be interest on it. They just make it capitalism the game, and it's way more hurtful.
Oh, man. That's kind of is how some MMOs are. You ever play EVE Online? That is capitalism the game.
Ooh, that's true. That's like the experience of hyper-capitalism, too, right? That's like extreme.
Yeah.
So I would also love to play Guild Wars someday, Ryan. Let me know.
Let's
Tyler and I
together someday. I'd mission with you guys.
Oh,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We had one real life experience with a real life person in that game, and they just murdered everything and then talked a bunch of crap about the game while we were playing and then left.
Yeah, it was real one of those, like when you see the review on Skyrim of somebody who's like, yeah, this game sucks, and it says they have like 4,000 hours played, and you're like, what? If this game, you didn't have to keep playing. What are you doing? If you don't like it, what are you doing here? You don't have to be here.
Yeah. If you don't like it, don't play. Why are you still playing? That's so weird to do. Yeah. So anyway, I'd love to. Also, there was an adorable picture of him with his copy of the Zelda 2 game and his kid. And then I think also one of the the Mario versus Donkey Kong game too, which is good. A nice wholesome family photo he sent us, but I'm not going to put that on the podcast. I'm not going to put that online.
That's weird.
I'm not going to do that. That's weird. That's for Tyler and I. If Ryan wants to share that on Discord, he can. We're not going to do that. We're not weird. Right? I convinced him we're not weird just now, didn't I?
You did. Yeah, you did a really good job.
They don't think we're
weird. They thought
anymore.
They thought we were weird, and now they don't because you said that.
Not anymore. Yeah.
Nice job, dude.
Thanks. Nice cover. I'm going to edit this part out. Okay. I'm not going to edit it out. Sword Quest is the next subject line. I'm excited about this. So I made a call out, like kind of half jokingly, half real during our Sword Quest episode if someone actually did this to email us. And we got an email. And I'm
Oh,
legitimately blown away by this. So, hi, Mike and Tyler, longtime listener here. And I want to write to you and say I really enjoyed the Sword Quest episode. Did you know that you and your podcast are actually connected to Sword Quest history? Did you know one of your loyal listeners is one of the only 5,000 people who entered the Earthworld contest? It's me. Not only that, I was deemed a quote wise warrior because I got 4 of the 5 clues correct. I've attached a photo of my certificate from Atari to prove my claim. Keep up the good work, Mike. And I will not say his last name, but I
it's
did.
Coletta. It's Mike Coletta.
It's me. It's me. I'm the guy. I manifested this myself. All right, no. So I actually got a picture of the certificate to share, and I blacked out the name so we can't see it. I redacted
Okay,
it.
I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, you get to see the certificate. If you're not, then sorry, but we'll just describe it to you. So here it is.
I'll describe it to you. Yeah. So it says Sword Quest Certificate of Merit presented to Michael. Be it known to all fellow adventurers that the above named is hereby recognized for taking up the gauntlet of the Sword Quest Challenge in all caps in the Earthworld segment. This is definitely not a certificate that can be filled as you go along. Be it further known that the designee's clue finding proficiency hath been ranked and duly recorded to warrant by Atari the official title of Wise Warrior for 4 correct word clue answers. And it says conferred, and congratulations by Michael J. Moore, President, Consumer Electronics Division, Atari Incorporated. And that is, if I had that, I would frame it. It would be hanging up in my living room as one of the coolest possessions ever, because you were a part of video game history, Michael. That's such a cool thing. Well,
It
Mike,
really is.
you go by Mike in the email. And I was blown away when I saw that. I was like, wow, we had a listener that participated in Sword Quest. That's super cool. That made my week. I told my wife, and she was like, wow. And then she did that thing where then she's like, what's Sword Quest? And then I had to explain it to her over a really long period of time. And I felt kind of weird because I'm like, I understand you may have no interest in this, but I have to tell you why this is interesting to me, is what I said to her.
I feel like she understood. She was
She
like,
understood.
I see why that's interesting. Yeah.
She understood. We were together on like I mean, that's why I married her. We're mostly together on these things, right? And she liked to listen to this stuff when I'm like, can I go down a really? I ask her, I go, can I go down a really nerdy tangent? And then she says yes, and then I talk about Sword Quest for 5 minutes. So, but that's what we do, and that's why we love each other. There, internet.
You said it.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. Breaking news.
If you love her so much, I love her, Mike.
I did. Okay, I feel creepy and weird again. I feel
All
like
right.
I took away the weirdness thing that we did before. I took it back.
Just make it weirder, and people will forget the old weird thing.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Do you want to read this next email from Daniel?
Yes, I do. Hey guys, first time writer, and I came as soon as I heard what happened 2 years ago. While Akira Toriyama left an indelible mark on manga, anime, and pop culture, his contributions to the video game industry were just as big. Games like Blue Dragon, Chrono Trigger, and most importantly, Dragon Quest, a franchise so huge in Japan, they are legally not allowed to release new mainline entries during the work/school week because it is too disruptive. Is that true? I feel like that's an urban legend.
I don't know, but I've never played a Dragon Quest game, and I really need to.
Well,
I
a
feel
new
like
one just came out, or a remake of Dragon Quest VII just came out.
So I kind of want to go back. I want to go way back.
Yeah.
I want to play the first one.
My brother's a huge Dragon Quest fan. I think he's
really?
Yeah.
Do we have your brother on the podcast? Would he do that?
I'll ask him, see if he wants to come talk about Dragon Quest.
Okay. I mean, it's definitely nepotism, but it's okay because it's your brother.
That's okay.
So, if my brother wanted to come on and talk about Farming Simulator, I'd let him.
Yeah.
He plays a lot of Farming Simulator.
Most importantly, Dragon Quest felt wholly unique due to his character and enemy design and wouldn't ring nearly as true without his contributions. It would be awesome to hear a story about Dragon Quest, which, and pardon me, Tyler, for this blazing, scorching hot take, is pound for pound consistently a better franchise than Final Fantasy. And that's coming from a lifelong Final Fantasy fan. Love the show, guys. Keep being awesome. Those are strong words. I cannot fight them because I have not spent very much time with Dragon Quest. And I think my brother might agree with you because he spent a lot. I think he spent more time with Dragon Quest than he has with Final Fantasy. And the hours
seems like you just got.
I just got in the
people
SR
say.
games. This is a gap in my video game knowledge, like my experience. I do need to play these games. I recognize
That's
that.
why we gotta play them.
Yeah, they're long. They're so long. Dragon Quest X's like 120 hours, dude.
Well, what if we play the early ones? Can't be that long, right? Just because of memory. Dragon Quest.
But they're long because they're grindy. It's like that's why they're long.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What if we cheated to get rid of the grind?
Yeah, but
how long to beat? Main story, 8.5 hours.
9 hours for the original Dragon Warrior. That seems.
Oh, that's Dragon Warrior. Yeah,
but Dragon Quest, Dragon Warrior, same thing.
I just think we could do this. I think we could do this together.
I guess they're not as long as I thought they were. I thought these were like 100+ hours, and I suppose they are if you want to be a completionist. But even Dragon Quest 7, 37.5, Dragon Quest 11, 57.5. That's quite a bit. But Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, 33 hours. That's not that
57.
bad,
that's only almost 3 full days, Tyler. What's
true.
3 full days of your life?
Worth nothing to me. 9 hours for the first Dragon
Nothing.
Quest, though. That is a shorter one.
Everyone always talks about how time's your greatest resource to waste, right?
That's true. That's true. The most precious thing any of us has, and nobody can ever get it back.
Yep, exactly. Better to do is playing Dragon Quest. Okay.
Nalgas de Arañas. Daniel, a.k.a. the son of Rad Chaser. That's who wrote
that.
It
Was a really good Spanish reading you just had on there.
Thanks. I don't speak Spanish, but I did take 2 years of it in high school.
Yeah, you did.
Nalgas de Arañas.
Is it Enya sound? I like that. That was good.
Enya.
See? Enya is a musical artist.
Yes. Sail away. Oh, no, I can't get copyright strikes.
We are filming. Well, we are filming technically, but we're recording on a night we don't normally record for this trip I'm going on. And I got to say, it's weird vibes tonight.
It's a little bit different. It's a little
different vibes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a PS and a PPS.
Oh, dang. Okay. PS. Now that Prime 4 is up, is it time to revisit Prime 3? Other M at all? Great question. Prime 3, yes. Other M, probably no. That's not one I have played, though. So I know it has a bad rep, but I want to play it soon because I want to believe that it gets an unfairly bad rep. I'm not saying it's probably a great game. I'm just saying it's probably not as bad as the internet would have you believe. That's what I think, but I've never played it. What do you think?
I mean, I've only played Prime 1 Anniversary, that one, and I got Prime 4 and I haven't touched it yet. I need to.
I was playing.
The answer is
I spent the whole flight back from Florida playing. I put like 4 or 5 hours into Prime 4, and then I just have not touched it since. And it was fun. I was having a good time.
And you have it on the Switch too.
That's true. I do. You can play it at 120 frames per second.
I'm going to ask you a question when we get back to what you've been playing at the end. So remind me about Switch 2. Okay.
Okay. PPS, this part is just for you guys. Oh, maybe we shouldn't read that part.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad I put that in there.
And now everybody wants to know what it is.
Yeah, you know what? That's called building suspense, everybody.
That's right.
That's what that is. That's called clickbait. It's like when people in TikTok videos mispronounce words to make people comment. That's free engagement right there, everyone.
You don't even know if there really was a PPS.
Yeah, you don't even know. Okay, so we got one more message. This is from Discord. It's from Rumblefish008. And I realized I asked Rumblefish if I could read this on the podcast, and they never said yes or no. And I'm doing it anyway. So I'm one of the original bad boys of podcasting, as people say. But if you post it on the Discord, I feel like it's fair game, right?
Yeah, especially if it's in a mailbag channel, right?
Also, it's a great history lesson. Okay. Hi. Towards the end of episode 353 about Gearbox, you guys mentioned the Olympics and wondered about how the biathlon became a thing. Biathlon has its origins in Scandinavian hunting methods. Ski around to your favorite hunting spot, wait for some deer or rabbits or whatever to show up, and shoot. Later, military teams would train snipers to ski around mountains and set up on potential targets at prime spots. I find the sport fascinating and try to catch it now and again on the Olympics. But I didn't grow up in Scandinavia or even in an area good for skiing, so someone who actually knows more about it should chime in. Thanks for the podcast. Honestly, Rumblefish, that was a great explanation.
Really appreciate the history of the biathlon, and that makes a lot of sense. Now that I'm hearing it, I'm like, oh yeah, that tracks. That totally makes sense. Like people were doing this a bunch, and then they started competing at it, and now it's a sport.
Cross-country skiing and hunting. Who knew? Makes sense.
I guess it makes sense.
And that's what people do there. So that's good. Thank you, Rumblefish. Sorry I didn't wait for your reply, but we record tonight and we just had to get it in, right? We just had to do it. But that's all the messages we have. We had more emails. That's what we're going to read tonight. But I do want to ask you, Tyler, What you been playing?
I've been playing. So I rolled credits on Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. I am a little ways into the Delta episode, which is like kind of I don't want to say DLC because it's on the cartridge, but it's like the extra stuff that they add to the remake.
End game.
Yeah, it's end game, like because it's a remake of Pokemon Sapphire, so this is like the
It's
extra.
the raid.
Yeah, exactly. I'm training up for the raid. So I'm working my way through that. I don't think Delta episode is very long, but I put a couple hours in already. So playing that. I did put a little bit more time into Star Wars Outlaws. I kind of came back around to it. Still enjoying it. I did the Lando Calrissian side quest where you play Sabak, the card game. You have to be a little card shark for Lando, which is pretty cool. And I like helping,
really cool.
helping Lando out is fun. Other than that, that's kind of it. I'm sort of looking for something else to play now that I'm kind of winding down on Pokemon, and I might move on to just like Pokemon Moon or Sun, or Ultra.
I played Moon. I played Ultra Moon.
Yeah, so
I loved it.
Are the Ultra versions like, are they sequels or are they just like enhanced versions? Like if
They're
I have
enhanced
Ultra,
versions.
so I don't need to play the non-Ultra version, just play the Ultra version.
So I played Ultra Moon, which is like a redone version of Moon, and it's great. The Alola region is wonderful. It's so happy and fun. I'm a big fan. Okay, now I have my 2 questions for you.
Okay,
you ready?
Yeah.
Question 1. In the Lando Calrissian mission, does he call Han?
I don't recall. I don't know if he talks about
where he's like, I'm trying to save Han, and it drove me crazy as a kid because I'm like, it's Han.
Did you watch the Solo movie?
No.
They sort of that is acknowledged in that movie. Like
they make fun of it,
like sort of out of hand. It is acknowledged. Yeah, he says he calls him Han, and Han's like, it's Han actually, and Lando doesn't care and moves on.
That's funny. Okay, actually, you know what I realize now? I saw the Solo movie. I just missed that part because I definitely saw the Solo movie in theaters.
Yeah, it's okay.
But to answer your question, did I see that part? No, I didn't pay attention to it. I didn't catch that joke.
Guess not.
But yeah, that's good. Okay, the second question. Switch 2. Are you gonna get Pocopia? Because I've heard it's pretty sweet.
I have also heard that, so I'm considering it. I'm not big into the cozy game kind of thing.
Don't want to get cozy?
Nah, but Pocopia is getting abnormally good reviews, like unexpectedly. Like I thought it would be fine, but it seems to be like everybody's like, this is better than Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley combined. And I'm like, that feels like it's something I should at least try, right?
I've heard the Pokemon have fun personalities and they say weird things to you. And once I found they have dialogue and you can talk to them, I was like, I might buy a Switch 2. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I'm close to it. Do I need another video game system? No, I don't. I have a PC, but I want to play Pokopia really bad. And I love a cozy game. You know about this. You know about me.
True.
So
you do. You've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley lately.
I've been playing so much Stardew Valley. Speaking of which, still on my Joja run. I don't have a soul. I'm looking right at the camera. I lost it when I started buying things, buying town upgrades instead of using the community center like a real human being. The soul of my version of Pelican Town in that universe is gone.
I'm so sorry.
But at the same time, I'm achievement hunting, Tyler, and that's all that matters.
You got to get those Chivos, dude.
I was going to I need to hold on to this item. And I'm like, no, you don't. You can sell it because this is a capitalist run, baby. We're just trying to make all the money and buy all the stuff. And that's all I need to do.
Yep.
Okay. And then the other thing I'm still playing Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, not Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor. I'm loving it. I'm loving the story. It's not canon, obviously, because J.R.R. Tolkien is very much passed away at this point, and he was not involved. And I don't believe his son, who took over, was involved in the making of the game. But I really enjoy the little story reveal in the middle of because you don't really know. Do you know the story of Shadow of Mordor?
No.
Very baseline. I know you don't care about Lord of the Rings. This is just bear with me, Tyler. Okay.
It is true. It is a nerd thing that I just does not.
It does not vibe with Tyler. Doesn't like meals. He doesn't like songs. He doesn't like little people with hairy feet. He hates them. He hates all 3 of those things. Hates all 3. So the story is, it's like you're a ranger on the border of Mordor, and then your family gets murdered. And then you die, but it's kind of like an undeath because you get paired with this spirit and you don't know who this spirit is. and the reveal of who the spirit is, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you're like, oh, I'm in. I'm in. I'm
I know
on
who
board.
this is.
I know who that is, and I'm on board. And so, and I would say if I played this before I watched the Rings of Power TV show, which I understand is not like everyone's cup of tea, but it was more Lord of the Rings to me, so I just watched it anyway. But it might have lost its like brevity. But I'm guessing when that game came out at the time and that story reveal, if you were like a Lord of the Rings nerd, you were just like, chef's kiss, perfect time. So I'm into it. And I'm going to play the whole thing, and I might collect all the stuff.
All
I
right.
might do it. I might not. You know, I say that now, and I'm an old man, and I don't like to play games for too long.
I get
So,
that.
You do get that. But
Are you playing
so you're
anything
on
else?
a Pokemon. No, that's it. But you're on a Pokemon kick right now.
A little bit, yeah. I'm not really sure what kicked that off because it was before the Winds and Waves announcement. Oh, I know what it was. It's because I got that handheld, the Thor with 2 screens, and I was like, "What DS games can I play on this?" And it's Pokemon. That's what you play.
Nice. That's true. You can do these little spirit tracks. Do a little
Yeah,
Zelda
I
Choo
might.
Train Simulator.
I was thinking about doing Pokemon Black or White version next too because those.
I've heard those are.
I've heard they're
those are the
so
best.
good. Yeah, and that's a generation I have never even touched. Like I've kind of dabbled in pretty much everything else. I haven't played any of the Switch games, but like pretty much everything besides the Switch games, I've at least dabbled a little bit, but not Black and White. So.
I've heard those are the best. Yeah, like people that play those say like that's the best ones to play. So if you play it, let us know. Let the people know what you think.
All right, maybe that's next. It's really fun to play DS games with widescreen hacks on the Thor too, because then they feel like 3DS games because the screen is widened.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Cool. Well, that's our episode for the day. I'm gonna say it was for the week. The week. We don't do episodes every day. This is our episode for the week. And if you want to support us, you can tell your friends about us. It's the best way. You can also leave us a positive review on Spotify or Apple or wherever you listen to us. You can also go to our Discord through our website, codexpodcast.net. That has all the links on there. Anything you'd ever want is on that website. We also have Instagram, Instagram, TikTok, and a Facebook page that's very neglected, but it gets all the videos. And that's all the plugs, I believe. Did I do a good job? Was I a professional today?
You were, yeah. You always nail all the plugs. If you asked me to do the plugs, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, that's challenge mode is turned on next episode. You're doing the plugs. So, but you're a professional. You're a professional. You're a radio man. That's what you always look at that microphone. Look at it. So
you're going to have this one next week.
I am. I'm going to have this one next week, hopefully. New microphone, new me, everybody. Okay, right. Tyler, do you want to say bye to everybody?
Yes, I will say goodbye to everybody. Goodbye, everybody.